Hello and welcome to the Pathfinder Outdoor Kitchen. I'm Matt Mercer, instructor for the Pathfinder School and the founder of the Black Hat Bushcraft channel right here on YouTube. And today is our first episode of Pathfinder Outdoor Kitchen for 2022. I want to wish you and your family a very happy new year, and I hope that 2022 will be kind to you and bring you and yours many blessings. I'm super excited today. I'm out here in the woods. I've been checking my trap line this morning. Of course, it's always a good day when I'm going to make a fire and cook up some warm food over the fire. It always makes for a good time. And of course, today I'm going to be cooking up another subscriber submitted recipe. And anytime I cook up a subscriber submitted recipe, that means we're going to have another winner for a care package coming straight to you from Self-Reliance Outfitters with all of the Pathfinder cooking gear that I used to make this recipe today. So without any further conversation, let's talk about today's recipe and reveal today's winner. All right, so today's winning recipe is for a simple bush pot chicken teriyaki. And our recipe was submitted to us by Travis K. So congratulations, Travis, on your winning entry with this chicken teriyaki recipe. I am super excited about cooking this one. I love chicken teriyaki. You have a lot of flavors that come together with that. You've got the sweet, you've got the salty, just a lot of good flavor. So I'm looking forward to preparing this one. This is a flexible recipe that you could use different types of ingredients, which I'll talk about in just a little bit. But for now, congratulations, Travis. By the way, don't forget that if you guys are interested in having your favorite camp recipe featured on an episode of the Pathfinder Outdoor Kitchen, submit those recipes to us to the email address listed down below. Once you submit that recipe, it goes into our data bank of recipes, and every time I come out to film an episode of Pathfinder Outdoor Kitchen, I draw from that data bank. So go ahead and get your favorite recipe sent over to us, and you just might be our next Pathfinder Outdoor Kitchen winner. All right, so as you can see, I've got all my ingredients and materials that I'll need to cook this recipe laid out. And just wanted to share one quick idea. Whenever I pack my stainless steel skillet, I almost always throw in that skillet my stainless steel Pathfinder plate and my stainless steel spork. I'm almost always going to need an eating utensil or cooking utensil, and this is nice unless I want to take the time to carve a wooden spoon in camp. Sometimes I'll do that, but it's nice just to have a ready-made utensil. This little stainless Pathfinder plate comes in so handy for me. Even if I'm not eating off of it, it comes in great when I want to prep materials for recipes. Those things don't take up any extra space inside that skillet. The lid fits on nice and tight, so it's good to have those extra materials with me. Inside my bush pot, I have part of my ingredients today. I have just a little pack of pineapple like you would put in a child's lunchbox for the recipe. I also have a container of ready rice here. Now this is pre-made rice. It just needs to be probably a little hydrated, put a little water in with it and get it hot, and it'll be good. I could obviously bring dry rice with me. That would just require more water and more time to cook. There's nothing wrong with that. If you're going to spend a day in camp, that's fine. The nice thing about this is it's shelf stable and it's somewhat ready to go. So when you're ready to cook, this makes the process a little faster. Inside my bush pot, I always include my little stainless Pathfinder bowl too. Doesn't take up any extra space. Those ingredients fit right down in the bowl. And again, whether I'm going to eat out of it, drink out of it, or just use it to prep materials when I'm cooking, it's nice to have that extra container. So again, all that stuff just fits down in here, and there's plenty of extra room if I wanted to include spices or other ingredients. As you can see, there's a lot of space down in there for that. So with these containers, your bush pot, your skillet, or other containers, it's good to use that space inside the container as much as you can, and that makes that container just that much more useful and valuable, saving space inside your pack. right, so while my fire's burning down to coals, I'm going to go ahead and get my chicken prepped. This is one of those steps where there's some flexibility in this recipe. If you wanted to, you could bring out with you in your pack those little foil pouches of pre-cooked chicken. And that way at the end of the recipe, you could just dump that chicken into the pot, and that would be very quick, simple, and again, shelf stable. If you're out in warmer climate and you don't have access to a cooler or some ways to keep fresh chicken cool, that would be a great solution for convenience. Today, I stopped by the store this morning and picked up some fresh chicken tenderloins, and so I'm gonna dice those up. It's in the 30s here today, so I haven't been worried at all about keeping that on ice. It's just been in my pack double bagged, so not a problem. But again, you have that option of using the fresh chicken or just using pre-cooked pouch chicken. I'm gonna cook mine up in my stainless skillet right on the coals. I'm gonna put some sesame oil in the pan, give this a good flavor, and then at the end, we'll add that chicken in with the rice and pineapple and all the spices. So let's get this chicken prepped for the pan. I'm gonna just dice this stuff up pretty small. That'll help it cook up fast. And with that, I'll just dump it into my skillet. All right, that should be plenty, being that I'm the only person out here with this today. All right, and just before I add this to the coals, I'm gonna put a little bit of sesame oil in here. You could use olive oil or whatever oil you like, but being chicken teriyaki, to me, the sesame oil seems appropriate. And in addition to that, I'm going to go ahead and add a little garlic to this. And that's not in the recipe, but I think it'll make it have some good flavor once we get this stuff cooking over the fire. All right, as soon as those coals are ready. All right, and just before I put my chicken on the coals, I'm going to go ahead and prep my teriyaki sauce here in the bush pot. And that calls for 1 of these pineapple fruit cups. Of course, you guys know I'm going to sample this pineapple. Always got to have the appetizer on the Pathfinder Outdoor Kitchen. So I'm going to pour that and all the juice right down into the bush pot. All right, and I'm also going to add in my soy sauce. Now, this recipe calls for just a single little packet like you would get from a Chinese restaurant or Asian restaurant. But I brought the whole bottle because I'm going to add extra. Because you guys know me, I always like to add a little extra. I'm also cooking a little bit more chicken, I think, than the recipe calls for. So that's partially why I'm going to add a little bit extra there. Again, you could go heavier or lighter on any of this stuff as you would like. All right, it also calls for garlic. And so I'm going to add about a teaspoon of garlic. All right, this is a 1/4 teaspoon. And then we got to keep in mind that we have a little bit of it in the pan as well with our sesame oil. I'm also going to add a little bit of ginger to the mix per the recipe. All right, and of course, once again, a little extra. All right, so that's looking pretty good. I'll just use my spork to mix all that up. Tastes really good. Just needs a little extra sweetness, which of course that brown sugar is going to give us. It'll be good to go at that point. So this fire is looking really good. There's some coals there for sure that I can start cooking on. So I'm going to get my skillet right here on the edge of this fire. I'm going to keep the rest of the fire kind of going over here so I can add the bush pot on the tripod in just a little bit. For now, we are officially cooking. All right, so let's take a look. Oh man, that sesame oil smells so good. Stuff's cooking up really fast like this. I love the Pathfinder stainless skillet. It has that heavy bottom. And once that thing gets hot, it distributes the heat very evenly. So it cooks up great like this on coals. And it holds the heat well. It's not exactly like cast iron, but it sort of has that effect with that thick stainless bottom. So I know you guys want to smell this stuff up close. You smell all that? Garlic, sesame. Yeah, man. Pan's cooking up good. Chicken smells good. Don't worry, I'll give you guys a sample soon. All right, so I think our chicken's about ready. I'm gonna go ahead and pull that off the fire. I'm gonna get my tripod in place and put the pot with the teriyaki sauce and pineapple over the fire. Once that's warm, we'll melt the sugar in, add the rice, and top it off with the chicken. All right, let's move on. And here we see the magic dance of the taunting bush pot, knowing your food is almost ready as it spins to and fro. All right, so that teriyaki sauce is getting pretty warm. I'm gonna go ahead and add this rice in. And I put a little bit of water in the cup. This stuff is kind of dry and it's meant to be microwaved, but I'm gonna add it in to the sauce. All right, so I'm just gonna mix that rice kind of down in there with that. And just kind of let that stuff reconstitute a little bit. All right, so I think it's about time to bring this recipe together. You can see what this looks like there. My rice has really kind of plumped up good. That looks nice. It's a little bit of extra sauce there, but I'll never complain about that. And what I'm gonna do is add in about a tablespoon of brown sugar. Maybe just a little extra, because, you know, I always add extra. And we can adjust that as needed if I find out that it's not sweet enough. So yeah, don't go too extra until you taste it. I'm gonna mix that in real good. And what I'm gonna do from there is add the chicken into the pot and just let all those flavors mesh for a couple of minutes, and it'll be time to serve this stuff up. All right, so I have my skillet full of chicken here, and I wanna add in not only the chicken, but some of that sesame oil that we cooked it up in. That stuff will add some good flavor to this as well. That smells some kind of good. All right, so we just mix all that back into the pot one more time. And just let it simmer for a minute, and it's gonna be time to eat. Once again, a little sample. Oh yeah, I'm looking forward to this. All right, so I don't know about you guys, but I am quite ready for this meal. And man, that stuff smells good. I know I keep saying that, but it really smells good. And just to give you a look down here in the pot, it's cooled off just enough that I can touch it. So what I'm gonna do is just spoon some of this stuff out on the plate so you can take a look at how it turned out. Make sure we get some of that pineapple up here. Pineapple might just be my favorite part. And man, this stuff really looks good. I know I always say it, but this one just might be my favorite recipe yet. And of course, with Pathfinder Outdoor Kitchen, we have to have our official meal reveal. Oh yeah, that's gonna be so good. A warm meal on a cold day always sits well with me. All right, can you guys smell that delicious teriyaki chicken? Cooked over a smoky fire on a cold day. This is gonna be fit to eat right here. All right, so of course, after all those camp chores and spending time cooking, it's nothing good like finding a nice comfortable seat here and sitting down for a warm meal. Of course, whenever I'm in the woods eating well, I gotta give thanks. All right, let's give it the old taste test. As I said, that sweetness, the saltiness, that sesame, garlic, ginger, chicken, man, it is perfect. Honestly, this is just as good as something that you might get in a restaurant. You know, that might be an interesting concept. Pathfinder Outdoor Kitchen Restaurant. I can see it now. Chef Matt Mercer. I'll keep dreaming. In all reality, guys, this is a fantastic recipe. I really like this one. Simple ingredients, again, adaptable, whether you want to use fresh chicken or use that foil pouch chicken. Just a lot of possibilities with this. You could add in some veggies, all kinds of things that you could do with this to beef it up a little bit. Beef up chicken teriyaki. Of course, once again, I'm doing two things my mama always told me not to do. I'm talking with my mouth full, and of course, I'm eating right in front of y'all, and I haven't offered you any yet. So here you go. Get you a big piece of chicken there. Give it a taste. Fantastic. Delicious recipe. So once again, I'd like to thank Travis for submitting this awesome recipe, and in my opinion, this is definitely a do-againer. If you guys haven't subscribed to the Self-Reliance Outfitters YouTube page, make sure you drop down below and click that subscribe button. Make sure to ring that bell so you stay notified of when all of our new videos should drop. Also, if you'd like to see more videos from me personally, please check out my channel, Black Hat Bushcraft, right here on YouTube. Tons of bushcraft, cooking, product reviews, just tons of stuff out here in the woods, and I think you guys would enjoy it. And don't forget, if you guys have a favorite camp meal, make sure to submit it to the email address listed down below, and that way your recipe can go into our data bank, and your favorite camp meal just may be our next episode of Pathfinder Outdoor Kitchen. I want to thank you guys for your time and interest. This is the first of many episodes to come in 2022, so I hope you guys will stick around. Y'all take care, be safe, and I'll talk to you soon. I've got some eating to do. Uh-oh, I've cleaned my plate and there's still a bunch left. You guys come on out, help me eat all this food.